tough guy.
It's the best way to describe him is just flat out tough. We'll talk more about him. I think Andrew's going to make his way in here.
Yep.
Andrew's getting ready to make his walk into the cage. And as we were saying, Wes Ogan, a tough fighter. Now, one of the things, besides being flat out tough and skilled, is he is a cerebral fighter. So he's a thinking man's fighter. A lot of guys get in there, they can run on instinct, they can run on talent. Wes is a thinker while he's in there. So you gotta think about a lot more than just what he's trying to do on you. He keeps a calm head. He is in his 7th year now of MMA, but known the Ogan family for a long time. A lot of brothers in that family.
And he was actually looking to make his pro debut in December of 2015, but his opponent did not show on the day of the fight. So that was unfortunate for Wes.
I felt so bad for him that day because he put in a camp, a full camp. He's ready for his pro debut. He's made weight. He's trained hard. It's an exciting thing to make that pro debut, and on the day of the fight, nobody to dance with it. So he handled it. He handled it very well.
He did. And props to Andrew for being here with a great team. You saw he walked out in his gi. It looked like he had 4 stripes.
All right, so
blue belt
he'll be getting ready to go to purple.
He also had a wrestling shirt on there. So probably, I'm just as a guess, I've never seen him fight, but I'm guessing he is pretty strong in his grappling and in the ground game.
Yep, and he has, before the jiu-jitsu, as we mentioned before, he's got a background as a wrestler.
Yeah.
So he's going to be very comfortable.
And now, as far as what we know,
on the ground,
Wes isn't as comfortable on the ground as he is on his feet.
No, but he does, and he mentioned to us that he does prefer standing, but he is an opportunistic grappler. How he worded that, which
and
means,
what a wonderful way.
Yeah, you give him something, he's going to take it. He's absolutely going to take it.
Yeah, Wes, a fan favorite here in Butte.
Yeah, you hear the crowd going wild.
At Streets of Butte, also here at Grit MMA with Sam Rao, Grit Training Center, as well as in Bozeman with the Montana MMA team.
Yeah, he heads on down to Montana MMA to the mothership there.
The mothership, yeah.
And does some training. As I was mentioning, he grew up, lots of brothers in the family, and they grew up fighting. Mom and Dad, you got that many boys, you say, all right, guys, here's a couple of pair of boxing gloves, get out in the yard, have fun.
Yeah.
So he grew up brawling. Family's real important to him. He wanted to give a shout out to his sister, Megan, in Colorado. So Megan,
yes,
Wes
Megan,
says
hello.
hi. Now, he might not be thinking about you right this very moment, but he was before, he will be after.
And and I think his daughter just turned 6.
His daughter, Kendall, her 6th birthday today, so happy birthday, Kendall. And here he is getting ready to get in the ring.
Wes has been training so hard. He's actually launching into the fight with a black eye and a good scratch over his right eyebrow.
A little bit of a scratch, and of all times, to get a little bit of a nick right before your pro debut, but it looks like it's healed up pretty well. He doesn't think that's going to be a factor. You kind of see it a little bit
but
there.
You never know, Jeff, with that fresh cut like that, right? You can see it right there on his right eyebrow. Even just a little nick might make that rip right open.
Could open up. He wasn't worried about it. He was very calm in our pre-fight interview. He just really wants to get in and get it done. He's been impressed by, again, how good everybody's been getting. All of the opponents, they continue to get better and better and be well-rounded. The Hurricane,
pretty relaxed.
He looks relaxed, confident. right, so pro debut for Wes Ogan, and he's ready. He told us he's ready to go, and I was impressed by how relaxed Andrew looks coming in. I'll tell you what, Butte is a tough place to come into because Butte loves their fighters. And so when you're from out of town, you're kind of coming into hostile territory. Doesn't look to bother Andrew at all.
And something to remember, Jeff, and for our listeners, is that at the pro level, elbows are legal to the body, to the head, as well as knees are legal to the head. So it gets a lot more brutal at this level, a lot more real. So it'll be interesting to see how each fighter utilizes that to their advantage.
Yeah, the first of 3 pro fights on the card tonight.
Yes,
so we're going to wind her out with all pros. These guys are looking good. You'll see Wes catch that kick.
Yeah, you got to be careful with throwing that kick. Even just in these beginning rounds, at the beginning of the fight, you got to bring it back just as fast as you throw it.
Yeah, you don't want to hang it out there. Now you see him clinching up. Andrew appears to be comfortable in the clinch, as is Wes. Wes immediately starts working the ribs. Now they're trading knees. Andrew has Wes against the cage.
He has him against the cage. Has an overhook on Wes's left arm. Going a little bit deeper. Looks like he's digging for a single leg now. Stepping back. He ran the pipe really well.
Ooh, he used kind of
almost a scramble there.
And now we're underneath.
Andrew's kind of in a knee to belly position now. Great job in transition to that. Right on Wes's back now.
Right onto his back. So Wes is going to try and shake him off here.
Shake here.
Here he goes. So he's starting that shake because Andrew is a little bit high. He's got one hook in. He's trying to dig that other hook in.
And you can tell
Wes is going to roll out of that, get a 2-on-1.
And you can tell Andrew is very, very good in his BJJ. He kept a seatbelt grip on Wes.
Yep, very comfortable. When Wes rolled, he rolled with him. But you'll notice Wes didn't get excited.
Oh, look at that.
No, he just got under the chin there. He left his neck. He's not going to give this one up. He's going to try and push that elbow up onto his chin.
That looks like it's
getting
tighter
to punch. So Wes is going to do everything he can to get this off, but Andrew is really sinking that in. If he can get that under the chin, it's going to be very difficult. Now Wes is working to get a 2-on-1. He's got it off. He's got it off. As we said, Wes Ogan is tough.
Looks like he got that left hook off. Andrew replaces it immediately, starts throwing some right hands, trying to make the most of this position here.
So now
Wes is starting to pull him off into guard
slide
now.
To where he can spin inside of Andrew's guard, which he's done. So now Wes is on top. So that was a pretty cool move. Now he's going to try and trap one of Andrew's arms.
He's got to watch out for an armbar here, Jeff.
He's still at risk for an armbar here. He's got to be aware of his right arm because Andrew is trying to set it up, but he's eating some shots by Wes's left arm. But boy, Andrew is working hard to get an angle here. Look at him digging underneath that leg. So this is some pretty darn high level jiu-jitsu that these guys are pulling off here at this level.
So Wes is utilizing some knees here. He's going to try and shake that right hand out potentially. Now Andrew let it go. He's up on his feet now.
See how he's still holding that though. Andrew's holding that, but Wes is being cognizant of his position. He's being aware not to get too long. And you see him covering up that right arm. He does not want Andrew to take that. Andrew is looking good fighting off his back.
He is looking really good. He's looking up for
He's got a knee shield going here, looking for a potential scissor sweep.
Yeah,
so these guys are very impressive, and Wes is staying heavy
Wes is doing
on
a
him.
great job of utilizing this position to his advantage as far as ground and pound, staying tight with Andrew because Andrew is going to want to make some movement here. He's going to want to use his hip, use that butterfly. That was a great job by Andrew.
Nice butterfly sweep. Now
Wonderful job.
Has come out on the side, and Wes is digging for an underhook. He's on his right side. He's going to kind of want to see if he can't shrimp or snake move out and come out around the back. But Andrew has Wes's right arm trapped under his left leg, so he's not going to let that go. So right now, Wes, there you go. He's coming around. He's looking for a single leg. So that's a beautiful transition by Wes.
Now he's got to be careful.
Now he's back on his feet. Andrew was spinning for the back. This is really, really good stuff, guys. You're seeing 2 solid fighters out here now.
It's going to be interesting to see what Andrew tries to do here. I wonder if he's going to go for the shot or go for a back sweep here. It looks like he's getting that outside leg of Wes. Might be a potential sweep for him there, Jeff.
Yes, the underhook. His hips were
Wes did a good job of shucking him away,
so
but Andrew was right on it with
he's
pressure.
He's going to dig for an underhook here.
Going for the shot. They got about 50 seconds left of this round. I still think this could go either way here.
He really wants to take this to the ground, and you'll see Wes was going for a Kimura on Andrew's left arm. He gave up on that, and now he's just going to try and get back to his feet. But he's eating a lot of punches there. Andrew is throwing some lefts. Now Wes is throwing some rights. These guys will fight from any position. They don't have to be in a good position. They'll fight off the cage, on top, on bottom. So right now, Andrew just trying to wrap him up against the cage. See if he can get that back heel trip.
He's really trying hard for that, Jeff. Now he's going to the back. Now he needs to sit down, and I think it'd be very beneficial for him to get a takedown here.
Yeah, and Wes going for that Kimura. He needed to clear his hips a bit. Both fighters doing a great job with their hips.
He might be going for his own armbar here, Jeff.
Yeah, as he spun completely around. He took that all the way around. That's the end of the round.
I think Andrew recognized the end of the round there and held on that armbar.
Yep, boy, very impressive, Zach, on both fighters. You can
that was
see
a great
just
round.
flat out the toughness of both of these guys. That's why they're pros. Willing to fight from any position, even though both guys were in a bad spot at one time or another, they got out of it. You see a beautiful spin here because Wes was going for that Kimura. If he could control Andrew's hips, he's got it. But Andrew recognized that.
Andrew recognized it, and it ends up. And see, that's the trouble with diving for those kinds of submission attempts, Jeff. Is whether they go into a sweep or the actual submission is you have to hit it right. Otherwise, you end up in this kind of position where your opponent ends up on top. So great job by both men.
Both fighters
Andrew,
there.
You could tell Andrew has definitely that grappling background and that jiu-jitsu background to keep him out of those bad positions and on good ones.
Yeah, and really calm in there. Very calm, both fighters. Wes looked to be in big trouble there. Big trouble with that rear naked choke. But again, as we said, tough as nails.
It's really hard with the rear naked choke with the gloves that these guys wear. Now, with the pros, their gloves are a little thinner than the amateurs, but it's still hard because a good way to get that choke in, Jeff, is to get your hand behind their head, and that way you can really squeeze. But with the gloves and Wes digging for that hand, it's really hard to finish that choke with one arm.
Yep, so he stayed calm on that. Both fighters are out. Both fighters looking relaxed, neither looking tired. Andrew comes out with a big left hook, big looping left hook, so he's moving pretty well right now. They're keeping her on the feet.
Good leg kick. Wes does a great job of catching that leg kick, Jeff.
Yeah, you don't want to leave that out there long. He'll take that leg and start working.
Digging for the single here. It looks like he's going to get it.
Yep,
he got
the pipe on that, and
now from here, what we call it is climbing the ladder, Jeff.
Yep.
Notice how he's starting to come up Wes's body. He started down on his hips, and now he's in side control. And the trick to that is to maintain control. Wes is doing a good job of trying to keep Andrew's hips away. Notice how Wes is kind of pushing with his forearm, trying to get Andrew back in at least half guard, if not full guard. And so see how Andrews keeps that right hip down, trying to battle this position here.
And right from here, Wes again on the bottom, staying very relaxed. He knows he's not in imminent danger. He cannot let Andrew get to a full mount. He waited, he tried to spin out because he recognized also Andrew was trying to isolate one of his arms.
Yep, and he is now, Jeff. He uses his right knee to isolate Wes's left arm. Looks like he's going for his own Kimura here. Wes might be in trouble.
He's got to spin through, and he spins through. He's staying calm. His arm is bent. He's got to keep these arms connected here.
Yeah, so what Andrew wants to do here is maintain this position right now. He's going for a Kimura. It looks like it's going to get pretty tight. Wes has the cage in favor with him right now. It's kind of hard for Andrew to get the proper twist on this, and now that Wes's shoulders are sort of close to the ground, but now they're not. This is going to be pretty close here.
Yep, they got it pinched out. That was really tight.
What a great display of jiu-jitsu from Andrew.
Yep, Andrew showed really high-level jiu-jitsu on that one.
Jeff, that is so hard to defend. Once you're in that position, and the guy on top who has his knees pinched together on you, you can see right here, Wes has both of his shoulders on the ground.
So he's okay in that position.
And then he kind of turns to his side, and Andrew's able to pull up with his body, squeeze his knees, and twist his body for the Kimura.
Once he cleared, and you see the tap there, once he was able to clear Wes's hip, and now he's got his whole body to turn. So he's using tons of leverage, and as you'll see, he's sitting on his head, pinching his legs together, keeping Wes's right shoulder pinned to the mat, and there's just no way. And I'll tell you what, guys, it is tap or snap at this point.
Yeah,
and
it almost
Wes
looks,
did the right thing.
It almost looks like Wes hurt his arm here.
Yeah, he might have done some damage there because he did not want to tap.
No.
He wanted to continue to try and fight out of that position, but Andrew had outstanding position.
Wonderful position.
Had his right shoulder pinned down. As soon as he got that cleared off his hip, his hand, he had his whole body to turn. He did a great job. You gotta take your hat off to Andrew. Cruz. Congratulations on the
congratulations
win.
to them.
You beat a heck of a good fighter and a really, really tough, skilled fighter.
And
in
that
Wes
was a great fight for Wes. That was a great fight
Absolutely,
for his
pro debut
against a great opponent. And Wes definitely that first round was close, but Wes was definitely in it.
I
don't know how to
judge that
score that
first
one.
round.
That
I would
first one
not
was
wanted to
pretty tough.
judge that one because it was an even back and forth. Each fighter had
even
the other in trouble.
The second round here, even the second round was close
You bet.
all the way up till that finish.
Right till the end then, and that was just flat, really good jiu-jitsu. You can see Wes is hurting.
This fight was finished at 1 minute and 46 seconds of round number 2. The winner by submission, Kimura, in the blue corner, Andrew Hurricane Cruz.
Yeah, well, congratulations, Andrew.